Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Fun Friday on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. There's nothing quite like a fun Friday.
It's the best thing, isn't it?
And what better way to start Fun Friday than with a cameo appearance from Mommy Dearest. Pop in, won't you please, Mommy? Here we go.
Tina, bring me the axe.
Thank you very much. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Well worth
Come
the
back
wait.
in here. Come
Well
back in.
worth the wait.
That was
What is,
terrific.
yes, keeping beautiful is quite a.
Oh my
quite an
God,
endeavor.
that is
Yikes.
gorgeous.
I think I got this from China
Why, or Japan.
or Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like one of those
I've seen
plaster-on
those
masks that I wore a
I've seen those
tiger one,
masks.
right?
Yeah, they're great. They're
My
great.
face doesn't fall off.
It's a little spooky, is what it is. What's it called?
I don't know. A mask.
Beautiful.
Ask her what the best
called
outfit
masks.
for the day is.
What's the best outfit for the day? The best costume of the day? That's a
have
Grey
no
Gardens.
idea.
Oscar did. Hey, we're training him well. Isn't it?
Yeah.
He just did a Grey Gardens reference, which
Yeah,
I
he
think was
did.
pretty special.
I like it.
How you feeling?
I'm good today.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, not really.
No, not really me either.
Yeah.
We both got a cold.
Oh,
Thank
no.
you, D.C.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Washington, D.C. It's 3 days after our trip. Thank you, Metro.
It's a great
Thank
take-
you, dirty friggin' Metro.
Told you not to lick the pole.
With all due respect, tell her thank you for the tank top.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you are
Yeah. That was all,
filthy.
the tank top
filthy
was all
dirty.
American.
Big winner.
Doesn't
Big
matter
winner.
where the mask
Yes,
came from.
yes.
I didn't even
I'm with
notice.
her.
I'm sorry. I should have noticed. I'm married to
You
her.
should
so.
notice.
I know I should notice. I was looking at the mask. It scared me. It frightened me. And I said, hey, I've got a great idea for an opening of the show. You come in and say, Tina, bring me the axe. We'll do a Mommy Dearest bit. Yay! Yeah, so we both got colds in Washington, D.C., and I can't imagine why. Walking around the streets of Washington with the improper clothing that I was wearing, and then smoking cigarettes out on the beer garden at Jimmy's with Jimmy's inadequate heaters that, when it was 35 degrees. By the way, I think he's putting in bigger heaters for out there.
Yeah,
so,
you should have them in by July.
By the way, that's hey, Pony, smoker's paradise out there, isn't it, huh?
Not really. It wasn't very warm.
Well, but I mean,
bigger
when
heaters.
it gets to be warm, it'll
He
be.
is-
when it's warmer,
It'll-
yeah.
What is with him? I mean, Jimmy
he's a
has
sad
built an
sack is
entire
what he is.
wing
He's a
That's
friend of yours.
to cater to your horrible
he
cancerous
feeds you,
habit.
He deals with you, and the first thing you say, I need more heat.
It seemed kind of cold.
It was cold out there when Pony and I were.
It was
chilly.
chilly.
Smoke.
Shannon said, I'm so tired of all these cigarettes. I have to stand under the heater, but the smokers are there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible. It's terrible. It was disgusting, and I loved every
Yeah.
minute of it from my old days.
You
And
know what was funny
but-
is that Pony was smoking a little further away from you, staring at you, being like, I wonder when he's going to quit. I wonder
What's
if
he
Yeah,
he's
that's true.
doing?
That's true. But Pony, I think
Mike
the
smokes
operative
a pack
question.
a year.
This was Super Bowl Sunday. Did you smoke on? Did you smoke on Monday?
Well, of course I did.
I did not. Did
You
you
did
smoke
not.
on Tuesday?
Yeah.
I did not. Did you smoke on Wednesday?
Yeah.
I did not. And did you smoke on Thursday?
I think so.
I did not. There we are.
I'd
Yes,
like to
Rob?
pose a question. How many
Yes?
smokes have you had today? Today being
Today?
Friday.
Like 4, maybe.
4.
My God.
Oh, my
We're
God.
taping
Like
this show at
8:30.
8:30 in the morning, for the love of God.
Get all his passwords.
For the love of God.
Yeah. Do
only
you have a
matter
guy
of time.
selected
Goodness
to tend to your Facebook page when you die? I'm going to do Oscars when he dies.
please.
Yeah, well, you've already invited me.
Yes.
It's the legacy
Yeah.
thing.
What would the Bridges Whales think of that?
I wonder.
Speaking of death.
You know what? It's good. We have the satellite hooked up, Mike.
Rob, would you like to introduce and explain the Bridges Whales, please, and we'll bring them in. Let's
We
off
actually
the coast, the Pacific coast, to speak with us right now.
We have live microphones set up in the ocean, Oscar. So let us now go live to off the coast of Los Angeles to Jeff and Bo. We are going to talk now to the Bridges Whales. Is the microphone live? We need to go to the microphone now. Jeff and Bo, can you hear us?
Hello. Hey there. Hi there. Hey, how are you?
Is this Whale Jeff Bridges?
No, you know who this is. How are you?
How you doing?
Bo.
Oh, hey, Bo.
Whale Bo. I'm Whale Bo, deep under the sea with all all my whale brothers. How you doing, boys?
And just to be totally clear, you are the same Beau Bridges that we know from Hollywood, but you're a whale now.
I'm a whale now. Thanks for explaining the bit. Yeah. Go too deep with that explanation, you know how much acid we really do.
It's the
Hi,
third
Oscar.
season concept of True Detective.
Yes.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
What
Are
are
you
guys,
having a good time?
Having a great time. What are you guys doing under the water?
Yeah, and is Jeff with you?
I'm avoiding the seaweed. Jeff's somewhere around here trying to fish for krill. That's what he's doing.
Jeff!
Jeff! Somebody call me?
Hey, look, it's Whale Jeff Bridges.
Yes, sirree, I was fishing for krill. Krill under the sea off the coast of Catalina Island, and I think I might have found out a few details about Natalie Wood. Robert Wagner did her in.
That's what you're doing down there?
Whoa!
She's dead now. Oh, ain't she, Bo? Oh, she's deader than dead. Yeah, she's deader than dead, Bo. Jeff, sorry. I'm Bo. And I'm Jeff.
Hey, you know what's great is we actually have a video feed from under the ocean, and I have never seen a whale with a goatee before.
That's right. I've got my cowboy hat, and my goatee on my giant whale head. Yes. Why don't you ask me what kind of whale I am?
You know, it really has been bothering me. What kind of whale are you?
I'm a humpback, you silly ass. Hi, Oscar. You got a question for us? Yeah.
Was Natalie Wood floating?
That's an old joke.
That is a good one.
I understand that, but I wouldn't want to be in Robert Wagner's shoes, if you know what I mean.
Whales don't wear shoes.
Yeah, I don't wear shoes. I just got a giant tail. A super big tail. You don't need to yell, Jeff. Okay. Oh, it's wonderful here off the coast of California. I just love being a whale. There's nothing like floating around in the sea. I'm the king of the sea. No one can beat me.
Hey, Bo, swim over to the camera for me, would you?
Hold on
Bo?
just a second. Hold on.
What?
I'm looking
What?
above the ocean. Who dodged the bullet there? It was a pleasure craft. I thought for a second it might be one of those Japanese trawlers. They wreak havoc on us, you know. Yeah, what can we do for you, boys?
Bo, swim over to the camera. I want to get a good look at you, if I could.
Here I am.
Yikes.
Ooh,
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
look
You
at my
know-
giant whale head.
What's
Ooh.
amazing is, you know, a lot of times people say your brother's better looking, and yet you are the sperm whale.
Yes, no, I'm a humpback.
You,
Bo's
you're
the sperm.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got
Yeah.
confused.
You want to talk to the sperm?
Let me talk to the sperm.
Yeah, big sperm whale, just like Moby Dick. That's what I am, just a big sperm whale. Jeff's a humpback. Just don't you mess that up again, okay?
Is anybody pursuing
Thank you.
you like Moby Dick?
Well, the Japanese fleet.
Yeah, the whole
Japanese,
fleet,
you know,
not just one boat.
the Japs hate whales. Sorry for the World War II reference. Japs hate whales.
Gentlemen,
Yes, Oscar.
has the mud from the Montecito Catalina mudslides affected you guys at all?
I think Jeff was over near the coast of Catalina. He might be the better one to answer that.
Put him on mic.
Let me put him on mic right now. Jeff, they want to know about the mudslides in Catalina. Swim on over here. Well, the water's super duper murky. The water's super duper murky, so we have a tough time finding our krill to eat. You know, whales gotta eat tons of krill.
Yeah.
Krill, for those of you that don't know, are whale food. Eat tiny little crustaceans swimming in the sea.
Hey, now that you're a whale, have you ever
Yeah.
thought of making a movie about the story of Jonah and the whale?
Jonah, that's the Bible story, right?
Yeah,
Where he just
biblical,
got
right.
inside the whale's tummy.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to make a more modern affair,
Like what?
Free Willy. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't mind those killer whales. Don't bother me none. Ain't that right, Bo? Killer whales are our friend.
Orcas.
Yeah, orcas. Yeah, that's the way to use the Eskimo term for it.
Guys,
Yes, Oscar. Yes.
are you open to any virtual reality roles?
Yeah.
Virtual? You mean like a reality TV show?
No,
Like CGI?
Like movies that you are immersed, much like you are right now, in the ocean.
No, retired. Just enjoying life. Lazy life off the coast of California. Fishing for krill and dodging the seaweed. Ain't that right, Jeff? Yes, it is. It's an idyllic life out here in the sea. I enjoy myself.
Except when it gets
I do.
murky.
Except the murky coast of Catalina Island when you can't even see your fin in front of your face. Yes, Oscar.
But the Hollywood Reporter reports that you already signed on for Hell or High Tide.
Well, aren't you a little sleuth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
What's
Dorothy
your name,
Kilgallen.
Omarosa? My God, I swear to God. You're trouble, you. Wearing all black there. I know. I watch out for you. Yeah. What do you think we should do with him? Hey, Jeff, he's giving us a hard time. I say lock him up in a Texas Rangers prison is what we should do with you.
Lock him out in what?
In a Texas Rangers prison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Texas Ranger, I played in Hell or High Water. Don't you know my filmography?
I do.
For Christ's
I do
sake?
indeed. It's just who was a little garbled on the transmission.
You know where they're going to rob the bank? I'll tell you. They're going to rob it in Post. They robbed the bank in Post. I'd say they're going to go to Post.
Not the cereal.
No, not a cereal Post. Kellogg's just down the road. Listen, we got to go. I'm getting tired of this bit, and so's this thing on it. You got that right there, Jeff. We got to do some more swimming. Hey, next time you check in with us, maybe we'll be off the coast of Hawaii or some other great place like that. But I'll tell you where we'll steer clear of. Japan. Oh, yeah. So long for now. Bye, fellas. You take care, and you can start the goddamn show now, Rob.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I'm looking for Vincent Benedict. You got him.
You gotta talk into the phone, bozo.
Vincent. Dearest Vincent, I know you don't know who I am, but believe me, I came halfway across the world.
Whoa. I got another 6 hours to pay the money back. And tell the Claim brothers that harassing a man who's already in the slammer is beneath even them, all right?
I don't know any Klein brothers. I'm your brother, Julius.
Huh? Come again?
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother.
Oh, obviously. The moment I sat down, I thought I was looking into a mirror.
We are not identical twins.
Oh, no?
What garbage.
No.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure, pal.
I don't lie. I am your brother, and you must let me help you get out of here.
You want to help me get out?
Yes, right now.
Well, money talks and bullshit walks.
How can bullshit walk? That's slang, huh?
Yeah. I'm fast company here. Hey, take a look over there. See that man? Pay him money, all right? They let me out. Okay, I'll be anything you want. Your aunt, your uncle, your sister, your cousin, your brother-in-law, anything, all right?
Okay.
All right?
I pay right now.
You pay now.
Okay, Vince.
Okay, go pay. Good. All right, pay him. What is this, candid camera?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
That's the cinematic tour de force known as Twins. They actually paid those guys to do that movie.
Lot of money,
which is,
yeah.
hard to
I
believe.
can't
We are-
believe I thought that movie would hold up.
Yeah, timely, isn't it? Timeless. Time live from the Pfeiffer Studios in our nation's capital, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We're delighted to have you with us today. Our show is filled with loyal listeners who get it. If you're here, you're in the know. We're on air, on demand, and heard 24/7 on our TMOS app. And with Play-A-Pod, all sorts of new things happening with the app. It's going to be better, easier to use, and put it on your phone. Listen anytime you want.
Fantastic.
You can reach us at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show on now and brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. We've talked about Cornerstone. I think it's pretty obvious right now with all the financial news we've been paying attention to lately. Great couple of days for yours truly. The rates are going to go up and they're going to go up a few times. They're talking about it all the time. You need an expert, and you've got them at Cornerstone First Financial. Not only do these guys know their stuff, they genuinely care about you.
They do.
They know it's your money on the line, and they'll give you personal attention that you require to get the best deal possible, whether it's a refi or getting pre-approved to buy a home. Cornerstone First Financial will advise you, and they will take care of you. They took care of your family. Yes.
Absolutely.
And
myself and my brother-in-law.
A pre-approval is the best weapon you can have going in to buying a house because you're ready to go. You've got something, an arrow in your quiver.
You can lock in your rate.
Absolutely.
Click their banner on our website or call Cornerstone First Financial, 202-625-1221. Mention TMOS and receive a free appraisal at closing. That's cornerstonefirst.com/TMOS or call 202-625-1221. Personal attention from application to closing. Licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and Florida. Do it right. Do it now with Cornerstone First Financial, and we thank you.
I am your twin brother.
I am Julius. You know, you listen to certain movies that are dated and weren't good even when they came out, and you say to yourself, my God, they paid those guys millions of dollars to do that. And it was
they were
Arnold.
superstars for that horrible movie.
I know. Just terrible script, but they got the names, and that's all that
And
mattered.
Arnold had
a gazillion people went to see it.
He still had a toe in Austria when he was making that film. He wasn't like the Jingle All the Way, totally Americanized, goofy Arnold yet.
Right,
He was like,
right.
There was still a little bit of that.
My name is Julius, your twin brother.
That's right.
And then they had to go in post-production and have, what's that?
In his prime. He was in his
Arnold
prime.
in his physical prime.
Yeah.
I would say now he's in his mental prime, right now. Today.
He's actually on Amazon Prime because he signed on for a Western.
That's right.
Yeah. Which is why Rob played that, and I cannot wait for that. Arnold, it seems to me, with his choices of movie roles, has always tried to get as American a role as possible.
Yeah.
Even in comedies like Jingle All the Way. If you went through, and we did this one time, the Arnold Schwarzenegger filmography, and saw the title names of his characters.
Oh, his character names. I'll bring them up.
These are hysterical because it's so American. His names are so American. It's as far away from Arnold Schwarzenegger that you could possibly get. And when you listen to Jingle All the Way, he is more Americanized. When you listen to Twins, it's basically John Kimball. My name is Julius, your twin brother. And then he moved into the the action adventure roles and became a superstar. And then the governor of California, America, where anyone can become anything.
I mean, honestly, when you think about the fact that he was the governor of California, it's almost like trying to imagine, hey, you know what? Elvis was Michael Jackson's father-in-law. It doesn't make sense until you say, oh, my God, it really happened.
It really did happen.
It really did happen, yeah.
I only remember one thing, and of course they're no longer together, but I remember with Arnold and Maria.
Yes.
Maria apparently confided in a friend that making Whoopi with Arnold Schwarzenegger was like being, well, I guess I can say it because it was, I'm not sure whether the quote is accurate, but all I remember the article said it's like being mounted by a horse. Oh. That's what she said. So that was quite. Do you remember that?
I do.
When she said that,
doesn't even sound loving.
It doesn't sound loving at all, but it sounds powerful.
It sounds productive. Here's something horrifying. I just brought up Arnold's IMDb page.
Yes.
He is in production right now, pre-production for a movie called Triplets, where he reprises his role as Julius Benedict.
Who is the third sibling?
Because is Danny DeVito going to be coming back?
I'm bringing up the sheet right now. It's in pre-production.
Danny DeVito still rules. If you see him in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he still kills.
All right.
Well, he probably had the funniest Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
Right?
The only one that really
I mean, I didn't,
me,
when we're at Jimmy's, it's hard to watch the commercials. And by the way, would I be correct in assuming this week there was no post-mortem on the commercials? The commercials have become now kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
That people aren't paying that much attention.
I think
it's
that's
not
crested.
the deal it was 3 or 4 years ago.
The biggest deal was for Netflix. Netflix actually announced a movie that nobody knew was going to be out, and that it was going to be out after the Super Bowl, which drove a zillion people to Netflix to watch another.
Do you know the title of the movie?
Another Cloverfield edition of the movie. I mean, another Cloverfield movie, essentially.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's what I've got.
See, that's promotion, and that's not really amusing.
Yeah, but in general, imagine watching the Super Bowl, and if we weren't at Jimmy's, and it wasn't Jimmy yelling during the commercials every time, right? Which is fine because we're hammered, and you see that you can go and watch a movie, a brand new movie, on Netflix right after the Super Bowl and not have to deal with This Is Us and everybody dying and burning, then your choices are clear. Go watch Cloverfield.
The dog live.
Would you like to address the thing that we really haven't gotten to this week, Rob, with your most embarrassing Super Bowl moment?
Yes, I would, as a matter of fact, but I do want to say this first. Triplets is being directed by Ivan Reitman. One of the screenwriters is Josh Gad, who's the
Ivan
voice
Reitman,
of,
who never met a project he didn't,
No, the voice of the snowman in Frozen, right? And the stars are Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and...
Who's the third wheel?
They discover they have another brother, and he's played by...
let me guess. Let me see if I guess. All right. Who would be Seth Rogen?
No.
I got one.
Yeah.
Am I in the ballpark?
No, you're
Seth
not.
Rogen?
As a matter of fact, because they've gone for the most obvious joke possible. Remember, the joke of twins is...
Oh, okay. So it's going to be an African-American
Exactly.
actor.
Exactly. Very good.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. All right. Who... Let me think.
And I would say, age-wise,
a
contemporary of these guys.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams probably older than them. This is a younger guy than Billy D. Williams.
Okay.
And a comic.
Morgan Freeman too old.
A comic.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Freeman too old. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy is right. Give yourself 50 points on the board.
I'd watch that. I'd watch it all day.
The level of desperation.
I would watch that all day. I'm sorry. I'm in.
Of course you would.
I'm in.
Of course you would. I know you're in.
Why? Because I'm a jerk all of a sudden?
Sometimes you,
Well,
when
it's
you
not
when you
sudden
go
at
into
all.
your Transformer mode and your idiot movies, I can't stand it. I think it's the destruction of cinema when it's just like Shia LaBeouf talking to a robot
They can't
for
all
2
be
hours.
3 billboards. I'm sorry.
What's
I know
the
they
last
can't, and I
quality
wish they
thing?
could. Is a man can hope, can he? Man can hope.
What's the last quality thing Eddie Murphy has given us?
The original Nutty Professor.
I think maybe after that might be the voice of the donkey in Shrek, but does that count?
That doesn't count.
Okay.
Does not.
So I would say,
count.
as far as a real movie, you're right. The original Nutty
What's
Professor.
the last quality thing you've given us?
I can give you a nice big fat fuck you.
Oh,
look, it's 8:57.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Whoa.
Happy Friday.
Jeez.
All right, Rob
That was
Spiewak.
quality.
We kind of brushed by it. It dissipated rather
Jennifer liked
quickly,
that. It was nice.
but in a crowded room at the Super Bowl at Jimmy's,
Right.
Rob Spiewak, who is was really kind of setting the table to do what we've done in the past, where we have mocked the commercials.
Yes.
And you had remembered that, and you're kind of a creature of habit, and you thought, maybe we'll do that again. It was not the same type of event. It was
No, you're
just,
right.
I was there for the ribbon cutting, and then I was going to hang out and socialize with the listeners. As far as us doing shtick, Rob came prepared. Rob had some trivia questions that we never got around. It just was never, because of the size of Jimmy's now, and we're not
we
all
can't
in
really
one
work,
room.
We can't really work the room the way we once did.
You can't work the room, so it just didn't fly like that. It
Which
was
isn't
more,
a bad thing.
No, not
a
at
bad
all.
thing.
No. It's
Not a bad
changing and
thing.
organic.
It's but that's what you kind of thought that's what we would do,
Right?
And a commercial comes on, and I don't know what the commercial was, but I was watching it, and and Rob goes, "Oh, cute little baby," in his mocking tone, and you
Toyota
realize
commercial.
at that moment that the baby is either has lost his legs or is handicapped or has a birth defect, and it's a baby with a birth defect, and everybody suddenly there was the booing, the shouting down, and the boo, and I was
you ever
really
see a
gracious.
movie when a airplane has a cracked window and all the oxygen leaves the room? That's the I mean, short of like paper towels and paper flying out towards the suction, that's what happened.
You
And-
handled it though. You did, like, best defense is a good offense,
Yes.
and you were mortified, but you didn't want anybody to know you were mortified, and you stood your ground.
You kept
I was
mowing
pretty
along.
impressed
At
with
the
that.
basis
Yeah.
of all comedy is timing, and it was not on my side. Sorry, Rolling Stones. The time
Oh,
was
it
not
was
on my
terrible.
side.
Rob
Because
mocked the handicapped baby. That was
I
just
And he
mocked
said
so
something about Agent Orange.
disgusting.
I never did.
Come on.
I never
Here's the
did.
thing: Rob saw the baby, but didn't see the handicap, and so
Because
Rob
Mike,
thought
I
it
see
was just going
people.
to be a cute
I see
baby
people
commercial.
as people.
Yeah, of course you. No, you
struck-
didn't see.
You were like a flamethrower, and then you realized you were burning down the wrong building.
Exactly.
Right.
And I said,
you
"Hey,
didn't see that the baby had a
no,
had a problem.
I had not. I
And,
had perceived.
everybody
what
said,
I
"Oh,
had
he's
perceived,
a monster. He's a soulless monster."
I have a soul.
And I immediately, because I support Rob 100% all the time in public, I immediately
And
took my
private.
finger and I pointed over Rob's head. I said, "He said it. He said. He said."
Did you get the muffin basket yet?
It was very inappropriate.
I was
The
inappropriate,
room
but
was
what-
packed with people.
What? Full of people that just didn't get my style of humor.
Your style.
No, really what happened is I had anticipated some sort of cutesy, syrupy
Yes.
commercial. It was one of the first out. I think it might have been the first one after kickoff.
Right.
And so I was ready to go. I was ready to make fun of it. And those bastards at Toyota, they threw that at me. Well, that's why I drive. Kia.
Okay, there's a lot. There were a lot of kind of syrupy commercials.
Yeah.
I didn't watch them. Nobody talked about
nobody
them. I don't
did,
care
no.
about them. Let's talk about Jimmy's for a second because the dynamic at Jimmy's was interesting because the fan club had booked the lower level in the main building, and then it was as though the sort of fans but more want the new had the tables reserved over in the wing.
How did we get in the new wing? Because I thought we were going to be with a fan club.
Jimmy put our table in the wing. Have you guys gotten any grumblings from the fan club about that? Because suddenly the fan club. What was the deal with the fan club? I thought he had 50 people. I thought the lower level was booked.
It
for
was.
the fan club.
From my understanding, at the beginning of the program, it was jammed, right? Mm-hmm. But
it was packed.
Yeah,
right?
it was packed. But
after the ribbon cutting, nobody gave a rat's ass about
well,
the
not
game.
just that. After the central third quarter, people were like, "We should probably drunk drive home now."
Yeah, and a lot of people left when I yelled the baby joke.
You drove them out.
I drove them out. They said, I will not share a roof with that soulless monster.
But there were
the mayor left, and then they left.
That's right. The mayor. I don't
there
know
were
this
TMOS fans in the wing. There were people up in the wing.
Yeah.
How did the Rooters, for example,
I think
how did the Rooters trump the Moody's?
I think they moved over. The Rooters rooted over.
Oh, the Rooters found out where we were going to be and slid up there.
I didn't know. Look, in my eyes, when I walked down to see SDM, I sat there and I was like, well, classic Jimmy. He made sure that SDM was all alone and we were all the way up there.
Yeah, and that wasn't cool. I visited with SDM.
Yeah.
And
we all did.
Now, I don't get anything from SDM, though. But what happened with the he doesn't share that.
He had a spreadsheet that I looked at for 2 seconds.
Yeah, about the other thing coming up, which is pretty cool.
Which is great. I mean, he is prepared.
He's prepared.
He is more
ready.
prepared than most people on this program.
I love
this is
when
awesome.
anyone goes to a bar and brings a laptop. I think that's key.
You know,
okay.
you could just be nice to him for once.
I'm a soulless monster.
You're not a soulless monster.
Thank you, Oscar. Thank you.
It was look. There's you can't argue with that sprawling place. To have that.
It's
You've
massive.
got the quiet. The wing. This is the way I can describe it. You have the original Jimmy's Bar, which has not changed one little lick. You have kind of the entertainment side of things where you're going to have a band over there. If you want to roll in and have yourself a nice quiet dinner at Jimmy's too, he's got the wing, the Buffalo wing, and the tables for the Buffalo wing. That is perfect. If you want to go outside and really just have a really late night, I think the beer garden is perfect. So now Jimmy's is
complete.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4 separate little watering holes.
You know
but,
what it is?
But really,
it's like
the wing
Secrets,
is more
but
of a
it's in
dining room.
Herndon.
Thank you. Perfect. It's the secrets of Herndon.
It is the secrets of Herndon.
Yeah,
what he needs water.
Except for the water and the bikinis.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a good time was had by all. But
Love the
I just
place.
was concerned about the fact that we were so far away from where Stephen Douglas McIntyre had set up with the fan club on the other side. And Jimmy got where Jimmy put us was something I wanted to be in the new building,
right?
And I wanted to see what it was all about. And it was nice. It was building with pictures on the wall.
That's right.
And it was great.
And a place for Mac to sit.
What do you mean?
Right.
What are you building with pictures on the wall?
I will tell you exactly.
Don't be rude.
I love Jimmy, and I loved it, but it had we brought some card tables into the room and just set up the tables at the last minute vibe to it, which is the way it always has been. Nothing really changes.
May I offer counterpoint on that? I think what happened is you got an original structure that dates back to close to 1900, and it has a personality built in.
Yes.
This is a new edition, and its personality hasn't developed yet.
Okay,
but it
I
will.
get it.
It will.
It's a room.
It's a room.
No.
The kitchen's over there, and the beer coolers are over there, and then the beer garden. Is my favorite part.
Okay. So just briefly, all right. Pretend that Jimmy's not a friend, and if you were going to go in, because I know
when he hears this, we might not have to pretend.
Because I know you, Mike.
Yes.
You love to walk. You're the type of man and the person I know that walks inside people's kitchens and restaurants, look and see. I've done this before. How should you do it, or what could you have done differently?
Bathrooms, a 12 on a scale of 10.
Yes.
Yet to be completed, hasn't been finished yet. The beer garden will be another 12. Dilly. 12. All right. where the kitchen is. Did you notice, by the way, how much food they were slinging out?
Yes.
They could not have done that in the old kitchen.
Phenomenal.
Couldn't have happened. Never. That is a 10. That is a solid 10. The original Jimmy's, I love it.
I mean,
it
that's
will
a
always be a
classic.
solid 10. The actual dining room, which would constitute what the wing is after all these years, it's a rectangle. We got to take did you start the show or do we have to go to commercial?
We should
I'm
do a
not
commercial.
Sure.
Remember, we
It's
did
a rectangle.
Arnold. We did
It's a
Arnold.
rectangle. It's a rectangle, and it's got a different entrance.
Remember,
but everything else is great. So
every square is a rectangle. Every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square.
Put a booth in, Jimmy. For Christ's sake.
Kissing
Anyway,
booth.
it's just opened. Okay, it's a work in progress.
Personality, Mike, is on the way.
Maybe he rushed
Absolutely.
it for you.
Oh,
Yes, that's exactly what he did.
that's right.
It is fantastic. And by the way,
Put together
Lisa,
a clinical rectangle for Mike O'Mara.
Lisa Merkel, mayor of Herndon, Virginia, please run for higher office. Please. We need smart people and kind people and smart, sharp people in office. The mayor of Herndon is one of the coolest people I know. Absolutely delightful. And I wish her nothing but the very, very
If
best.
she was in Congress, I'd watch the news.
So if you average out those scores, it's all over a 10.
Yes.
What did you say?
She's
What?
very pretty.
God, what is wrong with you? That's the mayor. That's the mayor.
What? I'm not insulting
It's the
her.
Me Too movement time.
It's the Me Too movement time, okay?
Didn't say knockout.
All right, Alan Sherman, we've got to take a break. When we come back, more fun and more... Oh, God.
Informed, intelligent, irreverent, political persuasions.
Hey, it's Chris Wright of Political Persuasions. This week on the show, more White House chaos. Is it time to deep six Nancy Pelosi? And Donald Trump loves a parade. Me and Mike talk about it all.
You can download Political Persuasions on iTunes, MikeO'MaraShow.com, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Hey, and by the way, on Political Persuasions this week, when you hear my discussion about Donald Trump wanting to have a parade, my point of view might surprise you. Not.
It was
Anyway,
another great episode. Loved it.
Welcome. Look at the change. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries. I'm a Valentine's hero because of Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries. Because before even the day arrives, I have already sent delicious dipped strawberries and Pro Flowers to my bride, Carla O'Mara. She loves me. I will tell you that Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries are going to make it easy for you. They have teamed up to impress your Valentine this year with their perfectly paired collection. Go ahead and think inside the box this Valentine's Day. Be like Carla. Be happy because you've got a good hubby. This really is a one-of-a-kind gift. Your flowers and dipped strawberries will arrive together in a beautiful, specially designed box that will keep your flowers fresh and your berries cold, guaranteed. I sent this to Carla. I am already a hero. I don't even have to take her to the wing place on Valentine's Day.
Ahead of the game.
That's right.
Right now, our listeners can save 20% on any one of their perfectly paired combinations or any other gift over $29 with the promo code, you know it, you love it, TMOS. Please use that one. Very important to do this for Pro Flowers
Buy
and
some for
Sherry's
your
Berries.
entire family.
Buy some for
Hurry.
yourself.
Hurry and order today. Valentine's Day is next week. There is only one way to get 20% off a perfectly paired gift over $29, featuring beautiful blooms from Pro Flowers and freshly dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries. Yes, Oscar
Mike, would it be
Santana.
too much to ask if listeners wanted to send love our way? Maybe
Yeah.
we could have some chocolates and strawberries here from them.
Hey, send it to
Amen.
Jimmy's. Those flowers would really brighten up the wing.
Visit proflowers.com today and enter the code TMOS at checkout. That's proflowers.com and the code TMOS. And we thank you, everybody. No, I love Jimmy's. I love that he got the wing open. And I will tell you, and I said this to somebody, that if I am in the D.C. area, I am at that beer garden whenever I want to go out and have a good time with my
100%.
friends. Because that is going to be so perfect. I'm so proud of what everything he envisioned he got
and
done.
The
and that's
Uber
very
ride
special.
is not expensive from D.C., let me
No.
tell you.
Or
Yeah,
from
it is
Leesburg.
Very,
it's really,
very cool.
Because you can get as hammered as you want and not overserved, but then get back home.
Safely.
And were the fans of the fan club members, were they happy? I don't want to say fans.
Right.
Were the people in the fan club, were they happy? Was everybody
I think
happy?
everyone had
Did
a great
everybody-
time.
Especially Julia Spiewak.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Spiewak, but I was pretty stunned at the Father of the Year at like midnight with his daughter driving him home.
Hey, it's the reason we got her a car and got her a license.
Oh, God. Driving drunk dad home.
Dad was not
I
drunk.
couldn't believe she was in bed.
I'm just gonna
No,
jump
Dad
in
just
how
made a
many
wise
beers-
choice.
How
I'm gonna
many,
jump
how
in the
many
trunk
beers?
here.
How
You
many beers
try.
do you think you had?
I think I probably had, I'd say not 12. But then there was two blue things and
Right.
two shooters. But
Yeah.
keep in mind, this was spread out over hours.
When I saw you, you usually leave a lot earlier, and then when I saw you like during me time there, and you rolled up, I was very. And by the way, I know we covered Jimmy's earlier in the week, but we really didn't because we had so much that we needed to deal with.
And
this
it's very
week, but-
seldom, it's a very infrequent happening when we're all three together
Yes.
anymore in the
It
same
is.
space. So a lot goes down.
Rob said, "Now it's time to go home and watch This Is Us." Not at all.
Yeah. All I know, and I mentioned this briefly earlier in the week, but my cue to leave was when a guy was having a conversation, and the conversation on his side went, "John, shit it out of me, shut up, up, you down." I said, "Time to go. I'll be right back."
I
Thank
didn't
you."
realize
All
Dan
right.
Von Herman was there.
Yeah, no, he was not. He was not. But a good time was had by all,
Great time.
and we had a wonderful, wonderful time. And I will say thank you to somebody who I have not forgotten this week on the show, Mr. Adrian Garcia, giving me a ride home. Giving me
Guess
a
who's on
ride
campus
home.
today?
And well, it's good that he is because, well, I have not forgotten. And I just wanted to. Now, Oscar, I know we probably don't have the audio tape, but you do remember, and
Yes.
I remember the fact that when we were talking about my visit to Washington, D.C., it was going to go as follows. I told Oscar that about 2 o'clock or so, I would be landing at National Airport, which happened. A little more terrifying than I anticipated
But
it would
you
be.
made it. You made it.
But I made it in.
Check
and I
that
was
box.
Then Oscar would pick me up. In this case, it was his lovely bride, Shannon, which to me, as I mentioned to Oscar when I saw him, that was a tremendous upgrade. Shannon picked me up
With
at the airport.
Santos.
With Santos. We'll get to Santos in a minute.
Oh,
and Linda, my mother-in-law, picked up Carla and the little guy, and they went out to my mother-in-law's house. Now, the way it was supposed to work, I was going to have a business meeting with Oscar Santana. We were going to have an early din-din, and then Mr. Adrian Garcia was going to give me a lift out to Ashburn, Virginia.
He was going to swoop in, pick you up, and take you home.
Right.
And here's what happened, Rob. This is exactly what happened. No show. No call. No show.
Ghosted you?
No text. Yes. He completely, he just, it was gone. It was gone. Nothing was, Adrian, I leave it in your corner because I have not forgotten this. What happened? Can you explain what happened and why you weren't where you were supposed to be
After
when you were supposed to be there?
agreed to do so and offered
Yeah.
and
Offered.
discussed on air.
Enthusiastically offered.
I got you, Mike.
Yep.
Yes, we discussed it, but we did not confirm anything. Things were
Whose
discussed.
job is it to confirm?
I don't know whose job it was. I mean, I guess it's my job.
There
Why?
you
But
go.
I
Hold on.
remember-
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And this may help you. It won't. Why do you think it would require confirmation? Did you think maybe Mike wouldn't come? Did you think maybe he wouldn't need a ride all of a sudden?
No, because after,
I mean, this is not a dinner reservation. This is transportation.
after one of the shows, I specifically remember Oscar asking for Mike's itinerary. And so when Oscar asked for his itinerary, I assumed that's a tough word, Mike.
Oh, it's very itinerary. Yes, sirree.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it certainly garbles my tongue. No, it doesn't, because mine's not laced with cannabis. Thank you very much.
I'm tired.
So what happened?
No, the word you're looking for is tiresome.
So when you asked for the itinerary, I assumed that you were going to take care of Mike because I remember asking if I could join dinner with you guys, and then that ruined everything. And then I
on you,
thought I
Oscar.
lost my job.
He's not talking about me
Okay,
right now.
First of all, you've never had a job here because we just can't take on that liability.
Right.
So that's A. B, when I asked for his itinerary, he says, I'm going to be in at 2:30.
Don't
right?
spit, Mike.
I'm going to be in at
We
2.
could have a contest.
I'm going to be in at 2:30, right? And I said, all right, I'll be at the airport to pick you up.
Guys,
And-
can you do something before we
Sure,
continue
yes.
this, just for just a second? Can we have both of you go back and forth about 5 or 6 times and say itinerary? You start, Adrian.
No, itinerary.
Whoa.
Itinerary.
That was slow down, man.
slow
Relax.
down.
No, you get
Jesus.
one, then Oscar.
I'm
It's like
excited.
trade-off. Go ahead, Oscar.
Is that your entry?
Itinerary.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
All right. We can move on. I'm sorry. I didn't
Oh,
mean
no,
to
no
interrupt.
worries.
It was just.
You want to try the word pizza?
Let's try to make a joke.
Okay.
All right, fellas. So I get all the details from Mike's iTin, and then I know that he's gonna pick it up.
It's the new Apple iTin.
I will not spit water out on the show.
Please, Mike. You are a grown-up broadcaster.
I'm secreting from all orifices.
Orify.
I know that's my role. You joked about coming to dinner with us, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah, remember that part?
Yes. And we said there's no chance you're coming to dinner with us, but you are driving him home. And you said, okay, and then you moped out of here.
Right.
Like, for some reason, in my brain, 4 o'clock was the time he was supposed to kind of show up.
He was going to be at the Podcast Village at 4 o'clock.
At Podcast Village,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
were
I
meeting with
definitely
Charlie
remember
and the
this.
people at Podcast Village,
Yeah.
and we got we had a great meeting, and
we
it
were
was wonderful.
joking about dinner. We would have taken you to dinner with us if you were
Yep.
here.
That
You
would
would
be
have gone to
great.
dinner. You would have gone to dinner.
Nothing was ever confirmed with me, though. No times, no texts, no nothing. So, I mean, I don't know who to blame for that.
I think I know who to blame. You knew you had to drive Mike, right?
This is exactly.
Now, can I have to tell the truth here and say that it worked out for me quite well because I got a great rate and decided to stay in town because by the time we had dinner with Todd and Oscar, by the way, Santos will be included in this, and Todd and Oscar dynamic, again, will be included in this because they have a fascinating because I've spent enough time with them in the last couple of months where I can kind of, 3 months, I should say, that I can kind of figure out their dynamic, and it's fun. But, Adrian, the bottom line was Oscar and I were sitting there in Podcast Village, and I think I brought it up. I said to Oscar, so where's Adrian?
Yeah, when is he showing up? And
Nothing was
you
ever
said
confirmed.
No text, no show.
No text, no show.
How was that ride home, though, Mike? Wasn't it great?
With the ride home back to Ashburn from Jimmy's?
It was a fun ride.
Yeah, here it is.
I bet it was better getting to Jimmy's from Ashburn, wasn't it?
I give you the good and the bad. Here it is. This is the way I can explain it. You and Dan O'Brien are on the esteem level of interns. You're getting up there with some of the best we've ever.
They're like
You
identical
guys
cousins.
Are they not all in? Are they
really
not
are.
all in?
They really are.
They're funny and they like the show. The listeners love them.
Yes.
And that's the same vibe that. We have to use the Zoolander as the
Absolutely.
example, who just still comes back
Gold
after all.
standard.
If Girl was not getting engaged, she would have been there. You know,
Yes.
I mean,
And she
I
has a
think,
new job, and she had to go to the West Coast for the new job.
Is she in New York now? Is
She
that
was
where
in San
she's-
Francisco, I think, the
Okay.
Super Bowl weekend, and then, but she's working out of New York.
It's really great.
I texted you something you should know before you get into Great Land with Adrian.
Okay, hold on. Just
Into what?
Great Land.
Yeah,
Like
Great Land.
The world of praise.
Yes,
The
yes.
Heartland?
Yes,
If we were to
the
make a
Heartland.
T-chart, this might be the right-hand column. Yeah.
Candyland.
Not that
in
bad.
the car that he drove me home.
Not true. Mike would
Did
have
you really
noticed.
have weed? Did you really have weed? What do you mean? I wouldn't have noticed.
I said you would have noticed.
I would have known.
You would have
You really had weed in the car?
No comment.
Oh my God!
I went
you put
straight
my,
from work
I
to
could have been
Jimmy's.
jailed.
No.
I could have been jailed for that.
You could have talked yourself out of it.
Mike O'Mara jailed.
When are you going to slow
This
down
is-
on that stuff? This is
this
like
is-
Pony with his cigarettes, for God's sake.
No.
I was safe.
No. First, in Virginia, marijuana is not legal. That's not cigarettes, right?
Right.
And
Exactly.
two, if you know you're driving the boss home, you don't take your ounce of weed and throw in the trunk for later.
Yeah.
But did you smell it?
No, I didn't smell any weed at all. But then again, in my condition, while I was coherent, I was depleted because it had been a long day. I was tired, and I'd had a lot of Miller Lite.
You have to plan ahead. Like when I picked Mike up, I made sure all the assault rifles were out of my car.
Rob and I had just a wonderful with his lovely daughter, Julia, who, by the way, is the student of the quarter at her high school, and she deserves a round of applause
I am,
because she
beside
is
myself.
killing it
A
at
great
school.
young adult.
And I believe we may be able to benefit from
my
this
God.
child's education.
The
Rob
wit.
Spiewak.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I-
her design is beautiful.
Graphic design, baby.
The
yes,
wit,
sir.
the sick burn she put on Todd in the middle of the Super Bowl party.
This was
just
an
so much fun.
amazing
Let's
moment.
stop there. I want to hear all about that because it's Todd Moore, it's Santos the dog, and you know it's been a week of good shows when the Super Bowl was Sunday. This
Right.
is our Friday show, and we're
Just
just getting around
getting
to
to it.
talking
Right,
about it. We'll take a break and come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show. Just because it's winter, that doesn't mean you have to forget about the beach. 97.1 The Wave is your beach station. And as the sun goes down, turn your radio up. The Mike O'Mara Show is on every weeknight at 7 p.m. 97.1 FM in Ocean City and 97.1thewave.com worldwide. The best music and your favorite radio show. That's enough to keep you warm until Memorial Day. That and plenty of drinking. 7 p.m. 5 nights a week, TMOS on the Wave. Hot fun in the wintertime. That is a great radio station. We are so proud to be part of it. We really are. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Did you know that using Harry's is as good for your wallet as it is for your face? Using Harry's can save you about $100 a year if you're a frequent shaver. That's another reason I love Harry's. And Harry's is so sure of their blades that they're going to give you their trial shave set for free when you sign up at harrys.com/TMOS. All you have to do is pay for shipping. I will give you a true story. The way back to was it on the way up or the way back? I think I got it through on the way down, but on the way back, they took my Harry's shave gel out of my carry-on. And I was standing there going, no. It's like saying goodbye. It's like literally leaving a child at the airport.
Yeah,
I was
so
that
sad.
Get you more.
Yeah, I know you have a statistic coming up. You need to add one to it because guess who got his shave set this week?
Who that?
Robert Spiewak III.
Oh, wow, he's shaving.
Well, he's got that sort of, hi, Mr. Simpson fuzz on his upper lip. So I think
Hormones are changing my body,
time to
sir.
start. Yeah, you don't want to look sloppy, son.
Harry's is all about a great shave at a fair price. They bought their own German blade factory. They guarantee everything. They're wonderful. Claim your free trial offer from Harry's today. That is a $13 value for free when you sign up. Just cover shipping. Your free trial set includes a weighted ergonomic razor handle. They're beautiful. A 5 precision engineered blade cartridge with a lubricated strip and trimmer blade. Use that lubricating strip. It makes the shave so smooth. Rich lathering shave gel. Somebody's using it. A TSA guy took it home, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And a travel blade cover. Don't bring the full-size shave gel with you in
Use
a
an
carry-on bag.
itty-bitty.
They
You have
might
options.
confiscate.
Yeah.
To get your free trial set, go to harrys.com/TMOS. That's harrys.com/TMOS. Start saving while you're shaving. And that is a wonderful idea. It's a true story. The guy took it from me, and I was just like, not that. It was a brand new one. I just opened it
yeah.
up.
It
was
is
very,
truly the best shave gel I've ever encountered in my entire life.
And
So
face, they have
good.
a face wash too that I use every single day. That is also the best that I use. And down here in Florida, it's just you want the right balance of moisture and cleanliness.
You need
and
the best.
Their face wash rocks too. It's just it's good stuff. Their
Great
products
company.
are well developed and researched. I know that's a little extra, but that's how we feel about Harry. So getting back to the Super Bowl, you were mentioning Julia with a burn,
Sick burn.
on Todd Moore,
Yes.
who arrived late with Shannon.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
his
what
lovely
about that?
and his lovely lady Marissa was not in
Not in tow.
attendance.
She'd be ill,
Okay.
right?
She didn't feel well, but she was kind of.
She have a cold?
She was kind of to take care of Santos and their dog Bear.
What if Marissa gave me my cold?
But Marissa was not at the. Oh, she was at dinner. Ah,
She was at dinner. I gave her a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
Thanks
No
for
tongue.
clarifying that, Mike.
I didn't lick her cheek.
no.
I didn't do that.
So, but the
Okay,
at the
Mike.
root of Monday's show, we were highlighting that for some reason, Todd, with all his success and all his time, the respect that my wife and Todd have for what I do for a living, and the event we were having is that Todd decided to take an Uber pool to Jimmy's instead of an Uber X or Uber Black.
What's an Uber pool?
An Uber pool essentially is a cheaper Uber ride, but it could possibly.
And why didn't you use Lyft since we've promoted them on this show? And we may again.
Again, we've been yelling at him for this the entire time, right?
Okay,
So
all
Uber Pool allows you to for a cheaper ride, and Lyft has the same type of offering, but you essentially roll
less efficient.
Essentially, you roll the dice because they will pick up other people on the way to other destinations. So they end up in a car to Dulles Airport on the way to Jimmy's with another couple.
Getting to know you.
And they arrive at Jimmy's an hour and a half later instead of the 30 minutes it should have taken from Todd's house. So,
Well,
hey,
I like seeing it.
Okay,
I like
so cheap spot number one, right? So I'm like, all right, I love you, Todd, but come on, Uber Pool, you're better than that.
Yeah.
And then 2, as we're yelling at each other at Jimmy's, drunk, about the situation.
Right.
Julia, out of the blue, says, "Hey, Todd, what is your Uber rating?" Now, we've established.
She's smart.
She's just turned 17, and she really has the wit of a much more mature child.
Very funny.
Because it's established now in pop culture, but generally we did it here on the show, that if you have a low rating as a rider, it means you are a person. You're basically a jerk store, right? You're a jerk store.
How
about a handful?
intuitive is she? Because you guys were talking about that the night before.
Yes.
And she picked up on because Todd doesn't have a good rating.
He's got a low rating.
Low rating because drivers hate him.
Because he's a jerk store sometimes, and he has no filter, so he has to use other people's Uber or Lyft apps to pick him up.
That's so great.
God,
And there was
that
another
is
great
too
moment
funny.
with Julia because he was showing off the Playapod app because it hadn't dropped yet, but he had the beta mode.
God, and this app, look, I know we've
It's
talked about it.
gorgeous.
We're going to tell you about it in a second
is
here on
phenomenal.
the show, but I will tell you something informally. It is truly spectacular.
It's made my ride
taken
in and out so much easier because it's so easy to navigate. I love it.
His company's taken a year developing this for podcast listeners, and we're lucky to be included in that, and you're going to love it, folks. You really are.
So he's showing it off to Julia because she's a youngish kid in the crowd.
Yeah,
She's into apps, and he wants the opinion. And she says, "I don't know. The lines. Maybe you could do like a day and nighttime mode."
Because she's totally into graphic design,
exactly.
right?
And all he's like, he's thinking young teenagers. She's just like, that's awesome. And no, she's giving serious graphic advice on it.
Yeah,
And it
like
was,
subject matter, right?
Yeah, I mean,
You
balanced
realize
stuff,
you
yeah.
lucky hump that your daughter's going to be buying you the big house in the suburbs.
Yeah.
You
I know.
realize, right?
Yes.
I'm
Well.
beginning to realize that she has not only discovered her calling, which is computer graphic design, which she is great at, but she's just
She can also
she's
lead with
super
her wit.
smart.
Yeah.
Yes, she leads
Yes.
with the wit. I
She
think
will
she's gonna
buy
be
me
really
and Carrie
good
a
at it.
house, and she will care for her brother.
What about the dynamic between myself and Todd? You've been talking about this all week.
Well, I used the example. I think I said this on the show, or I said it off here. I get confused when we do the big events. But Oscar, my wife has a bone to pick with you.
Oh
first of all.
no!
Finally.
Oh, no.
So I'm not on the hook this time.
You're not on the
Yay.
hook this time. The dynamic between Todd and Oscar, if you think we bust chops on the show, you ought to listen to these two guys. And at one point, as I mentioned before the other day, Oscar gets a few drinks at dinner and looks at me and goes, "What truly makes you happy? When are you truly happy?" I say, "When I've got all my kids in the same room and they're all under the same roof, that's when I really, really feel happy." And Todd Moore looks at me and goes, "That's BS." And I said, there they are. They're the happy people that are wonderful. And then Carla, because you've gotten these pictures, Rob, and Oscar's got them. Carla sends out pictures of our little guy frequently to people we care about.
Love it.
And Oscar said that the one around Christmas time,
The Merry Christmas one.
where he is everything okay? You guys?
Yeah,
what are
we're
you
about
doing?
to
Is everything
surprise you. We have some audio to play for you, but you can finish your thought here.
Okay, so the one where Michael is kind of relaxing with his knee up by the fireplace, and
Here you go, Rob, just for reference.
Oscar is busting chops on that picture and puts a David Hasselhoff picture above it. And
beefcake
Carla
pose.
is not happy
That's
about
awesome.
that.
That's all right.
Not happy at all.
Why is she not
about
happy?
that. She well, I put it on my show. What did I say? Carla has a bone to pick with Oscar. All of my son's pictures are perfect. She wanted to point that.
They're all they
out to
are
you.
perfect. Just the
Yeah,
one
Oscar.
in front of the fireplace
Yes,
with
I
the
understand.
Crocs and the pose was
You
very
know-
Hasselhoff.
When the only other beings you're caring for are not dogs, someday you might understand this dynamic.
And does he
a
really
little bit
care for
better.
the dog? I don't know.
Well, the dog. I met the dog, and I had some quality time because Shannon was driving me back to Podcast Village,
Right.
and I was I was going to really get to know Santos, and to say the dog is friendly might be an overstatement. It's not an unfriendly dog; doesn't growl, but the dog does not engage. The dog is kind of
Very
like timid.
shy.
Very, very timid, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of. You can't go to a dog like that because I've got these horrible animals that I live with.
Right.
You would think that I'd be able to go, hello, and I'm craving that from a dog.
Yes,
I love
yeah,
dogs.
yes.
And Santos is like, yeah, all right. Yeah, and he turns away, and so
Mike,
it's not a super friendly
He has
dog.
been genetically engineered to be that way. Because when we found the wonderful place that
When we found the puppy mill in which the dog was genetically engineered.
where we were going to rescue him with our dollars.
Yeah, it's a rescue site.
We
It's
said-
mostly funded by money.
What are we? We're looking for a dog that won't bark. We live in the city when somebody walks by the front door.
Oh,
so
wow.
so he's like that all the time.
But
He's
if you
chill.
are over
He's
the
very
top
chill.
and like if you as you say, if you own him, if you hold him and
Yes.
hug him
Yes.
and really know you're invested with Santos, he will engage with you pretty quickly.
I-
He's a good dog.
when he's
Well,
here, I will
he
pick,
was in the back seat, so I couldn't.
couldn't
do
really
that.
do that, yeah.
When people meet him, he's shy. But as I've told Rob, I said, and I've told Chad as well. I was like, if you hold him and you hold him like you own him, he will respond in kind.
All right. Well, I'd
Yeah.
love to have that opportunity
Yeah.
to do that again.
Yeah.
But so it has nothing to do with the fact that it's just the naked cruelty that continuously comes out of you and Todd Moore's mouth, to everybody about everything.
And know that I love our godson. Absolutely, right?
I know you do.
But
I
when,
know.
But when that picture showed up,
I know.
I said,
it was an
"Oh,
interesting
is-
dynamic
I
where
said,
he's
this
lying
is-
before the fireplace. He didn't have red swim trunks like Hasselhoff.
No,
he had
well, you
long
gotta-
pants
gotta
on. It was a
save something for
Christmassy
next
photo.
Christmas.
it's a bearskin rug. I'm telling
No,
you.
it's not. It's
if
not.
you'll look close.
All right,
It's
Pony,
the $19 special at the photography place. That's it. What do you have?
Pony actually has audio of Julia and Todd at Jimmy's.
Fighting?
Yes.
Yes.
When it started, I had to record
Okay,
this.
so please
All right,
let's go to
before
the
you
tape.
play it, let
Okay.
me do this. Before you press the button, let me just set this up because this is Todd being Todd. It is something now that I'm almost going to say to Oscar, Todd is required to be anywhere we are because the dynamic makes me laugh so totally.
Understood.
And it makes me laugh when it's directed at me, which is very,
Yeah.
very rare. Listen to Todd more. I can't wait to hear this. Is the
I have
audio
not
good?
heard.
I haven't.
not
This
heard.
is
I've
raw.
not-
This is the first time for all of us. Go ahead,
loud.
Pony.
Her father has made her an Uber driver, and he's been bragging about it all night. He's like,
It's not my fault that you have bad reviews on the
I missed it.
Julia
Okay.
said it's not my fault you have bad reviews on Uber.
He caught.
Can
the
you play it
sick-
again?
he
Can you
caught
play it
the
again
sick
and turn
burn.
it up? Turn it up so I can hear it, for Christ's sake. Thank you.
How about this? Before you play in the future, how about you boost this up and actually work on it?
That's the plan next time.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Let's
her
listen.
father has made her an Uber driver,
He sounds sober.
and he's been bragging about it all night. He's like,
It's not my fault that you have bad reviews on the
It's not my fault that you have bad reviews on Uber. Oh,
Yes.
my God. And Todd sounded sober in that particular thing.
I don't know why he wasn't able to defend himself. Father.
Oh, my God.
Thank
Listen,
By the way,
I'll-
sneakily
yes.
recording us, that's a whole new level.
That's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Watch
you,
out.
Pony, that did that?
Watch
Did
out.
you? Oh, that's cool. All right.
Yeah.
You
PMZ.
didn't get any tape. You didn't get any tape on me, did you?
No, of course not.
No.
Thank you very much.
I wouldn't do
That's
that
it.
That's
to you.
classic
Those are-
tradecraft.
Those are the ones you're saving to blackmail me someday. That's it. That's going to happen, right?
Or his
That's
book.
it. I don't have time because we're coming up on a break here, and I do want to get to Oscar's take this week. But I will tell you this: that on Monday I will be prepared to discuss a major change in my life down here. I will be selling my motorcycle.
Oh,
this weekend.
wow.
Yes, I'm sorry. When something sits in the garage for 6 months and you use it once, that it is time to make it. I'm just
Would
not.
you please tell that to Carrie? Because everything sits in our garage for 6 months.
Well, here it is. My friend Steve Shannon, who came out to our appearance at
So
Jimmy's,
nice.
a
Super nice
wonderful,
guy, yes.
wonderful, accomplished motorcycle
Yes.
rider, a guy that John Murphy, who teaches. I talked to about it with both these guys, and the final decision was made when he said, "Listen, if you're not on it all the time, your skills are diminishing. It's just it's just natural. Down here, there are no less than 7 or 8 sirens calls a day with people slamming into each other. It's just not in the cards. When I've got free time, I'm either with my kid or I'm out on the golf course. I don't have time for it. I came down here. My life has changed down here. I love Florida, but there are things I do and things I don't do, and I just don't. I don't have time for it. So it's going to go. It's going to go bye bye.
Mixed feelings from you, or
no, and the fact is, I just want to say this on record. It has Absolutely nothing to do with the market crash. Anyway,
the market hasn't crashed, Mike.
Oh, not at all. No, absolutely not. Everything's just hunky.
No, if you actually look at the basis points from when Trump came into the administration and this year, we've maybe lost the gains from this year, but we still have the gains from last year.
That's right, Mike, and that's all credit to great leadership.
That's right. It's all on paper. That's
And
right.
Mo.
You sound just like my investment advisor. I believe.
Can't wait for the parade.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes,
you
the
should
parade
have a
with the tanks.
motorcycle parade, Mike.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Hey, and the other thing, are you ready for this that Carla brought up? Rent one. Hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Rent one. I'll still ride a motorcycle periodically. Anyway, we'll take a break and come back. Oscar's take on the Mike O'Mara Show
take.
when we return.
I have a major announcement. This week's Omericast is all new and ready for you. Hi, Jim Amato here, and this week I'm sitting in for Marcus Serta.
Oh, yeah.
My special guest, Mac Bergson. There were some big announcements last week in the More Network, and we have one of our own. Download the show and get the details on the TMOS app, on iTunes, or at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Thank you, Jim Amato. Listen up because things just got a little better for your podcast. Yes, podcast listeners, introducing the latest TM Soft creation.
Playapod.
What?
Available for Android and iOS.
Playapod.
Is the best way to listen to any podcast.
Playapod.
Allows you to easily search and subscribe to all your favorite podcasts. Plus, it has cross-platform syncing. You're going to love this, so you can grab any device and continue podcast playback.
Podcast playback.
Right where you left off.
Playapod.
Is also the only app that displays exactly what you've listened to or skipped over, and with time-coded bookmarks, you can quickly replay your biggest laughs and your favorite moments. But the best part about
Playapod,
it's free! And even more good news, TM Soft is hard at work updating all of the TMOS apps, so soon they will have all the great
Playapod
features. So,
what are you waiting for?
just visit playapod.com or search for
Playapod.
at the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Again, hey, bye, sweetie. Bye. Love you.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm sorry, I was talking to my wife.
Oh, okay.
Again, that's
Playapod.
by TM Soft.
Download it for free.
Download today. And now, Rob, you're rushing me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wasn't done with the spot.
I wasn't done with this spot. God, what are you anxious to end the show? I know we're doing your bonus show today, but Jesus.
Hey, it's
and
everybody's
now
bonus show, Mr. Hahn.
it's time.
Shut up, bro.
All right. Got a lot of stuff. You know, I feel like Oz. All right, and now it's time for Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
A review and comment of the news of the day that may or not may affect you by the opinions expressed are solely Oscar Santana's.
Don't
do not
rush
represent
through
the
it,
views.
Mike. You work hard on it.
I feel rushed.
savor it.
I feel when he jumps in early.
You got nothing to worry about.
The views of the Mike O'Mara Show, its listeners are the majority of right-thinking citizens of the United States. And now, Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar, it's National Pizza Day. 57% of people say they love pizza. 41% say they wouldn't go as far as to say they love it, but they like it a lot. They like it a lot, Demo. And 2% say they hate pizza. Whoa. I think they hate pizza. I think everybody hates pizza. Yeah, somebody who hates pizza is an American. 30% of us eat pizza at least once a week. 22% of us can eat an entire pizza by ourselves. Let me hit this. Thank you very much.
Hello.
And our favorite toppings, cheese, pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms. Okay, they basically put every topping on here.
Who puts cheese on a pizza?
God. And finally, 4% of women say they'd rather eat pizza than have a boyfriend.
Ooh.
Like to meet those ladies. And
one of them is on the show. This is us.
3%, God, 3% of men would choose eating pizza over having a girlfriend. All right,
gentlemen.
I think Rovo likes. Okay,
come on.
What say you? It's your take, Oscar's.
Gentlemen,
Oscar's Take.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
On my I-10 today, I will be eating pizza. twice because I have some leftovers from last night from Domino's as they delivered. And then I also have some pizza that I would like to have tonight as we're recording Big O and Duke's, a Friday night edition. So I'm in.
Do you
I'm
do
the
pizza
guy.
on the in the Bode Studios? Do you do
They
pizza
bring,
on a regular basis?
The wonderful listeners bring in Lido.
Oh, it's
Lido
my
pizza.
favorite.
So that's what I'll
I've
be
seen
eating.
some of those listeners. I know
Yes.
they're into it.
So as
That's
far as the
wonderful.
guys are concerned, I think we're all into pizza.
Very good. You're listening to Oscar.
It was so hard to say pizza.
Oscar's steak.
Well done.
Pizza.
Oscar, you're not going to believe this, but apparently there are a lot of people out there who don't spend that much time eating fruit. According to a new survey, 4 out of 10 people can't tell the difference between an apple and a mango. This is stunning to me. This is the survey. 20% can't tell the difference between a tangerine and a grapefruit, and 10% don't know what a pomegranate is. People are not knowledgeable in the ways of fruit. Oscar, what say you?
Gentlemen, I think big organic ruined this for everybody. When I grew up, pesticides were cool, and we would use them, and we would eat the fruit that came from them.
That's right.
All
Go
of a sudden,
pesticides.
all of a sudden, I think in around 2005, 2006, everything was organic, and it tasted better, and it cost more money. And you know what? If I'm a household, and I'm a parent, and I'm buying the groceries, right?
Right.
I'm not buying anything because I'm scared about the pesticides, and the organics are too expensive.
Yeah.
So people aren't eating fruit. That's true. That's Oscar's take, ladies and gentlemen.
Oscar's steak. You want a banana?
Hey, Rob's holding up a tangerine or an orange.
Just a brief sidebar.
Yes.
Every day he's got tangerines.
Yeah. I'm addicted to them. I love them.
Really? Well, it's
Yeah.
good for you. That's
Yeah,
good.
the vitamin
That's
C, it's good.
Yeah, but
you're gonna waste away to nothing.
do you? But it does.
How dare you?
Does it? I don't know. Does it stop the cravings, or I don't know.
Does it help you talk?
No, I'm confused because out of every sweatshirt you wear to work, you pull out 3 tangerines, and I'm like, it's getting kind of weird now.
No, it's an easily transportable fruit, and the vitamin C and the fiber is great. It's an easy snack.
Okay,
Yeah,
good to know.
That's right. And we can't get enough fiber. On last night's Celebrity Big Brother, Oscar, Omarosa did what everybody's been waiting for her to do. Gossiped about her time in the White House. And she did not disappoint. In a conversation with Ross Matthews, that's the Leno guy that goes man on the street, that guy, funny guy, she said she joined President Trump's administration because, quote, I felt like it was a call to duty. I felt like I was serving my country, not serving him. It was always about the country. But it didn't work out the way she hoped it would. Quote, I was haunted by tweets every single day. Like, what is he going to tweet next? Omarosa said that every time she tried to rein him in, the people around him would attack her and cut off her access. She added, quote, it's not my circus, not my monkeys. I'd like to say not my problem, but I can't say that because it's bad. When Ross asked her if America should be worried, she said, quote, it's not going to be okay. It's not. It's so bad. She also said she wouldn't vote for Trump again in a million years. That is Omarosa.
Wow.
And so all that about her leaving on her own and all that, she's pretty bitter. She's pretty angry.
Gentlemen, I want to highlight the fact that Omarosa has always been a reality star villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if she hated the White House so much, why did she have her wedding there? Why did she have her wedding pictures taken on the White House grounds? Why did she take that job? Why is she on TV right now? I don't think she's the right person to ask about what's going on in this country. Now, do I agree with some of her viewpoints? Absolutely. But overall, I think she got fired. I think she wasn't qualified for the job, and I also think that she enjoyed having her wedding on the White House grounds, which our taxpayer money paid for, essentially.
You're listening to Oscar's Take, ladies and gentlemen.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar, 81% of couples in a new survey said they're planning to do something for Valentine's Day this year, but a quarter of them aren't all that excited about it. 26% said they're bored with Valentine's Day, and they mostly have their own lack of creativity to blame for it. 53% admitted they usually just do the same thing every single year. That's over half of the people surveyed that said they do the same old thing every single Valentine's Day. What say you, Oscar Santana?
Mike, as far as I'm concerned, the same thing with Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries is a win-win situation for everybody.
There it is. He's getting the sponsorship.
You
in there.
know
That's
it's going to
wonderful.
work, and you know that code TMOS is going to help your friends here at the Michael Mara Show. Bottom
There you
line.
go. Well done. I like it when he just gets a naked plug in. That works.
Beautiful.
You're listening to Oscar's Take, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, Oscar, this is something, if you're dining right now or you're having a snack listening to this, you might want to just push it to the side for one tiny little second here. Oscar, watching pimple-popping videos online has been a thing for a while, but if simply watching a pimple extraction isn't enough for you, now you can simulate the real thing with a handy-dandy pimple-popping toy.
Oh, my God.
It's called the Poppet Pal. The full kit comes with a hunk of fake flesh available in light or dark skin tone.
I am really tasting the Smarties tangerine right now.
A bottle of fake yellow pus made from all natural oils and a filling tool, all for $19.99. Refills of the goo are also available for purchase. Get your gross on, pimple poppers. That is Oscar's Take's final item, ladies and gentlemen.
Gentlemen, there is a problem in the patent system in this country. And this is, I think, this is the root of it, because the idea that someone has made a product for popping pimples and doing it in a synthetic way, and also probably has patented this.
Right.
These type of products should be stopped at the government level. I don't like big government, but when you approach with your designs for this, they should say, no, we don't need this. Innovate software, something for education. Let's help the schools, not the pimple poppers.
I blame Orrin Hatch. Thank you very much, Rob. Not Rob, Oscar. Oscar's Take. There we go. Thank you very much. That's it. We're going to take a break, and we've got our very last audio vault of the week with Mr. Rob Spiewak. As you enjoy the sounds of Deep Purple. Bring in a little guitar, you bring in little hi-hats, and then you bring the snare drum in. Yeah, that works too, baby, on the Michael Mara Show. When it really gets good, ladies and gentlemen. Bring the bass in. There it is. Yeah, crank it up, Rob Spiewak. It's a Friday. We'll be right back on the Michael Mara Show, everybody.
We all came out to Montreux on the lake.
Cake and cookies.
Hi there, this is Katie. On this week's Cake and Cookies, we discuss smartphones, stupid computers, hillbilly Mexican accents, and my ground rules. We also introduce Cake and Cookies' new color commentator, the CNC CC.
Yep, she took a muscle relaxer.
It's either the best of shows or the worst of shows. You decide.
It's the Rob and Katie
Show.
Is awesome.
I like that tone.
Yeah.
I like the hillbilly Mexican accents and Katie squeaking. I think that might be a good cake.
It's
You have a good time this week?
Herding cats, Mike. Just herding cats.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Amazon. Everyone knows that Amazon is the best, but you need it, and Amazon has it. What's today's Amazon purchase of the day?
I bought this because I needed to free up a USB port on my computer. It's a Bluetooth wireless mouse, and here's the thing about it. It's rechargeable. So you don't need to fool with batteries anymore. You just plug it into USB.
I'm doing my Bluetooth wireless mouse commercial.
I see your blue teeth. But it is fantastic. I'm wireless on my computer now, and it's the Ahuru rechargeable Bluetooth wireless mouse. It's fantastic.
$14.99. Can't beat that.
Amazon really does have everything. You've got to find this mouse and more at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Do it today. You got to go to our website today to do that. Click on the Amazon link at our webpage. We would appreciate that, and we thank you. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Friday, Feb 9, 2018, Rob Spiewak.
Let's say you were the center of a world champion football team. You just won the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Yes.
Would you start paving the road to become a pro wrestler? Because that's what I think Jason Kelsey did at the victory parade yesterday. He came out to speak to the crowd dressed in a very elaborate genie costume. And this was the tone he had with the crowd. This is right out of the WWE.
You love the Eagles, let me get a hell yeah! You love the Philadelphia Eagles, let me get a hell yeah! I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs. Doug Pearson. When Doug Pearson was hired, he was rated as the worst coaching hire by a lot of freaking analysts out there in the media. This past offseason, some clown named Mike Lombardi told him that he was the least qualified head coach in the NFL.
So he's literally dressed as a genie with a hat and velvet and the whole deal.
to be fair, the idea that he would come out and essentially address every aspect of the Eagles, the people that said the naysayers,
all the knocks,
right, is pretty funny. It is pretty funny.
But it wasn't funny for the people that were carrying the parade live on Philadelphia television when he sang this song.
No one likes us, we don't care. We're fulfilling your feeling. No one likes us, we don't care. No one likes us, no one likes us. No one likes us, we don't care. We're the Eagles, Eagles. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
The anchors come back on talking about it, or
they just sort of tried to cut away and get away from it, and it was just awkward. And he
Let me
got a
tell you
job
about-
offer from NPR, so I think that's
I will
good.
tell you this: sports
Not
writers
really.
are an interesting lot, and you have people that normally the sports writers are paid to be snarky and do that, and you get exceptions to the rule, and you get people that are homers that have been there in these cities for their whole lives, and then you get the majority of the sports writers that are snarky, and it's just another meat slab on the table. I mean, that's it. And so it's you can understand why they get upset, but it's the dynamic that happens, and you're always going to get put upon players that think that they were maligned by sports writers. They get their moment, and next year is a new season, and everybody starts fresh.
Also, weirdly enough, Philadelphia just got trashier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we're
a
the
shout out,
Eagles.
Mike.
Nobody effing likes us. Effing likes us. F you, everybody. F you. Cementing why people effing hate us. We're the effing Eagles, and F you. Thanks. Good
Shout
luck.
out to your
see
buddy,
see you
Mike.
next year when you don't win.
To
Thank
your
you.
buddy Alan Wenzel, who posted on Facebook, just back from the victory parade, managed to not punch a horse. Thank you, Alan.
Alan Wenzel, very funny man.
I was a little troubled. I don't like watching the Olympics before the starting ceremony.
Weird,
right?
So I thought I was like, is this what happened to the opening ceremonies?
Yeah, they're tonight at 8, I think.
What did they show?
They did last night. They did curling. What are the bumpy skiing?
Skating.
Moguls.
Moguls.
And the skating.
Bumpy skiing?
Yeah, the
What is it?
moguls.
What did you call it?
Bumpy skiing.
Black diamonds, Mike.
No, it's called moguls.
It's called moguls?
Yeah, it is.
All right, sorry.
Moguls.
But anyway, Carrie
Moguls are cool because you see how how
they're
you
fast.
get your knees to be
Oh, my
able to
God.
be shock absorbers
Right?
for the human
And
body.
Carrie
Pretty amazing.
is crazy for the skating, so we watched it for a few hours last night, but it did feel a little weird having not seen the opening ceremonies, which are tonight, so we will take a look at them at that point. Cosmopolitan Magazine put a video presentation together where they talked to real Olympians talking about the hookup scene at the Olympic Village. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
Legendary how much sex goes on.
Athlete sex.
Yeah, exactly.
If you saw condoms with Olympic rings on them, wouldn't you take them, like, every day?
What happens in the Olympic Village stays in the Olympic Village.
I don't know too much about the first-hand hookups in the Olympic Village.
You know, a bunch of young athletes. Most of them are pretty good looking and, they've been away from home for a while. Do I have to say any more? I mean, really?
Have that many athletes in one place, things are bound to happen.
There's a lot of downtime and stuff, but there's a lot of cameras and security everywhere, so you definitely have to be sneaky if you're gonna try and get away with anything.
Where's the party at?
Legend has it picks up because as they finish their events, that's when things get really freaky.
Also,
You know what I've heard? You know what I've also
what's
heard
that?
is that Olympians, really, just by very nature of their physical prowess, all of them, when it comes to the ways of love, are
In the know.
There you go.
Also,
is Nikki at the Olympics this year?
He is. That's right. He's up there right now. He's in a hallway. This is recorded in the hallway.
In the know.
There is a flu outbreak at the Olympic
Yes.
Village,
Mhm.
so all of the teams are quarantined. Well, not all of them, but the teams that are smart are quarantined themselves in their own little village huts,
right?
Because they don't want to get the flu.
Yeah,
Oh,
sex
my
flu.
Sex flu.
God. Sex flu.
Don't
Yes,
get the sex
sirree.
flu, Mike.
Got the sex flu.
All right, let us close with this. This is, I've dealt with dementia in my family, but this guy seems to be moderately with it, and his
Okay.
reaction is so genuine, I don't think we're making fun of him. I think it's just a really charming piece of tape.
I love this.
This is an old
great.
guy.
You got
Did
the one.
see
This was sent to us personally by a
Yes.
listener. You and I both got
exactly. This is an old man who finds out his actual age. He's talking with his son, and his reaction
He's
is
98. He finds out that he's 98, and it is charming.
He is
and
so-
he uses the F word, which is a lot of
He
fun.
is so genuine about it. This is great. Foul-mouthed man finds out his age.
How old do you think you are?
79.
Higher.
89.
Higher.
89. Higher than that?
Yeah.
90?
Higher.
91?
Higher.
2?
Higher.
3?
Higher.
4?
Higher.
5?
Higher.
6?
Higher.
7?
Higher.
8?
That's it. 98.
You're I am not 98 years old. Holy
Holy F.
How do you get so old so fast?
Time flies when you're having fun. You're going to be 99 this summer.
No, am I really?
Yeah.
I was born 1919.
And it's
what is it now?
2018.
1919. 2018. Next year I'll be 100.
Yeah, you're going to be 99 this summer.
Holy Gee, that would be an old man.
I'm an old
You know it?
So great. I'm going to be an old man.
I love that.
I love it
Awesome.
too. Anyway, that's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
That's it, people. Thanks for joining us for another episode of TMOS. Don't forget to update our brand new app today and unlock the live 24/7 TMOS stream. All messages for our weekly mailbag can be sent to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Our mailing address is TMOS, Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thanks for listening, and join us again for the best part of your day, the Mike O'Mara Show. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.